Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited about today's video. Firstly, because I am collaborating with my friend Steph from Still Steph. She is a cool tone queen, a project panner, and one of the very early channels that I immediately found when I started my channel. And it's just been so much fun getting to know Steph and becoming friends over on Instagram as well. If you're not already following Steph, I will absolutely have her linked in the description box down below. She is so sweet and has such a calming vibe about her, so I know you all will love her if you don't already. The second reason why I'm super excited for today's video is because Steph and I actually both won a palette from NOMAD Cosmetics. If you're not familiar with NOMAD Cosmetics Project Starfish, I'm gonna read the little blurb from their Instagram. It says, for those new to Project Starfish, it is our Share the Love program to discover and recognize people in our beauty community that are creating and sharing positive energy. Such a lovely idea, and I was nominated by another one of my friends who also has a YouTube channel and Instagram, which I will also link in the description. I cannot express my gratitude enough to Kaylin for nominating me. It just means so much, and I am so thankful. I sent her, I think, a message in all caps when I found out that I had won. I was in total disbelief that someone thought of me in that way. So that was just, it really honestly made my month, if not the last few months, and just made me feel so loved. So make sure you all go and subscribe to her and follow her Instagram as well to share the love right back to her. But as part of Project Starfish, those who are chosen get to pick a Nomad palette of their choice. Steph was also nominated, and without either of us knowing, we both picked the Chamonix Apres Ski palette from Nomad. I think we both are really drawn to kind of similar color stories in terms of like more muted tones, more cool tones, but still definitely playing around with color. If you've been on my channel at all this year, you'll probably know how in love I was with this color story. I did a whole duping the vibes video for this palette, which I can have linked in the description box as well. And I just had so much fun with that video and with creating that look. So when this opportunity came around, I knew exactly which palette I wanted to pick, and thank you so much to Nomad for this opportunity to try the brand for the first time. This is my very first NOMAD Cosmetics palette, and this will be my first time trying the formula. So I'm really looking forward to this. So when Steph and I found out that we were both picked for Project Starfish and we had both picked this palette, we knew we had to collab. Steph came up with the idea to do a random generator for some shades out of this palette that we could both use and create some looks with. So the first number that Steph randomly generated was 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which is the shade Apres, which is the gorgeous light green in this palette. I will give you a swatch. Truly just the perfect light minty green shimmer. Look how creamy that looks. Oh my gosh. There is a swatch. So gorgeous. Next up is number 13, which puts us at the shade Then Showed. Oh no, I need my pronunciation guide again. It's this kind of raspberry toned shimmer in the bottom corner here. Again, such a pretty and unique shade to my collection. It's got like a magenta base to it, and it flips to like a lighter hot pink. I just know this shade is gonna look so gorgeous on Steph because she really rocks the kind of burgundy and deeper raspberry tones. Then we have number 17, so that was 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, which is the shade Shot Ski, which is this deepest shimmer in the palette. It's kind of like a cobalt almost. It's a really strong, rich blue, and it just looks so impactful and pigmented. Ooh, yeah. That one really packs a punch. You can see that swatch there? Next up was number 2, which puts us at Haute Savoie, I think. It's this absolutely gorgeous, muted, sort of mauve shade. I'm definitely drawn to the mauve tones in this palette. I feel like they have the potential to really suit my coloring, and this is gonna pair really, really well with that other shade that had the raspberry tones to it. It looks like a really nice buildable matte formula, which is exactly what I like in my eyeshadow palettes, so I can't wait to see how this performs on the eyes. And then finally, the shade number 18, which is the last shade in the palette, another matte, and it is the shade Last Call, which is this stunning light kind of powder blue. You can see how well that shows up for being such a light shade. It's definitely got like a white base to it. Oh, so, so pretty. Still very muted and feels very wearable. So here is the color story that we are working with today, and I cannot wait to get these shades on my eyes. And I'm also really excited to see the kind of look that Steph comes up with if we end up doing the exact same kind of color placement or if she does something completely different. I guess we'll see. I think I have an idea of what I'm gonna do, but we'll see how it goes. All right, I've zoomed you in just slightly and I have primed my lids with concealer and set them with powder. And I'm gonna start by going into the shade Last Call, which is that light powder blue shade. And I'm gonna put that in the inner half of my crease. So as I mentioned, this is my first time ever using the NOMAD Cosmetics eyeshadow formula. There's definitely a good amount of kick up in the pan when I put my brush in. But as I mentioned, like even from the swatches, I could tell this is gonna be more of a buildable formula, which I actually really like in eyeshadows because I feel like it lends itself to really nice seamless blending. A very light shade, but I do feel like I'm able to get it to build on itself a bit. Pretty. Okay, so far so good. So now I'm gonna flip that brush over and I'm gonna go into our other matte, which is this deepest kind of mauvey raspberry shade. And I'm gonna put that in the outer half of my crease. This one definitely has less kick up than the baby blue, just as I'm putting my brush down in the pan. Ooh, oh my gosh, I love, 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 love that shade. Really nice and buildable. That is so pretty. So easy to work with. And then I think just as a base for my outer corner, I'm also gonna take a little bit of that shade just right here on the outer portion of my lid. And then all I will do in the middle to kind of blend these two together is just go back and forth between the blue and the magenta. Nice little purpley blue blend through the center. That is looking really, really nice so far. I actually am really happy with the way that those shades blended into one another. Then I'm gonna take our two deepest shimmer shades, so this deeper kind of raspberry one and then our cobalt blue, and I'm gonna put those on my lids. I'm gonna put the pink sort of middle of the lid and the blue in the outer corner here. No glitter glue, as you saw, just going right in to see what the shimmer formula looks like. And then again, just sort of blending between the two with my finger, switching back and forth. And same on the other side. I really am liking this shimmer formula. It's a little bit unique. It's kind of a nice cross between a formula with like sparse glitter particles and a more like traditionally creamy metallic. So it can kind of look like you have a topper shade on top of everything, just from how sparkly those little glitter pigments are. I'm gonna dip back into that pinky shade that we used on the outer half and just kind of go around those shimmers to blend them in. I did get a little bit of fallout just over here, but I think that was mainly because I was doing kind of a sloppy application and not because of the shadows themselves. I'm actually curious to try these on a brush with some setting spray, so I'm gonna take that shade Shot Ski on my brush and I'm gonna spray it with a little MAC Fix Plus. And I kind of want to see what this looks like. While we're at it, I'm gonna take that blue shade, spray it with a little bit more Fix Plus, and then I'm just gonna stamp that on the outer half of the lower lash line. Let's see if I can get more of a payoff with my finger. Yeah, I mean, I think the finger application is definitely my preferred application with these, just to really make sure that you're not losing all of those glitters, because I feel like the brush can kind of pick up the glitter and just leave the base behind. But maybe with a glitter glue down, the brush might work a little better. I'm gonna go back with just a little bit more of that baby blue shade that we had in the inner half of the crease here, just to make sure we haven't totally lost it. And I'm bringing that down sort of into the inner corner. I think I'm actually going to fill in a little bit more of my lid space with our pink shimmer. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring the pink shimmer all the way in, not quite to the inner corner and still leaving some of that baby blue visible, but just kind of completing the top eyelid with some more of that pink. Okay, and then for our last color, which is the very light green called Apres, I think I'm going to put this on the inner portion of my lower lash line and sort of into my inner corner. So kind of wrapping the inner corner up to meet that baby blue matte, and then also just adding a little bit of that shade at the start of my lower lash line. So pretty. I absolutely love the tones of green in this palette. It's just very like Tinkerbell vibes, and I absolutely love that. I'm also going to take that a little bit onto the blue to kind of mix those two shades together. Just like that. You know, this look is actually not that different from the look that I did in the Duping the Vibes video. It's just funny that I didn't even have the palette at that point and I was still attracted to these exact tones. And I think that's gonna be it on the eye look. So let me go put some mascara on and then I will be back to show you the finished look. All right, and here is the finished look using all of the shades that Steph randomized from the Chamonix Apres Ski palette. I did end up putting a little bit of eyeliner on. Of course, I can't find it at the moment, but it was the Give Beauty eyeliner in Bathwater, just to deepen up that lower lash line and really make the blue pop. And I think this came out really, really cute. I can't wait to see what Steph's look looks like. In terms of my thoughts on the Nomad formula, I pretty much only have good things to say. I felt like the mattes that I used blended really, really beautifully. They're very buildable. They build on themselves well and they blend with each other well. The shimmers I think are really, really beautiful. Definitely apply with your finger for best results because like I said, they do seem to have like a little bit of a base that is separate from the glitter particles. So if you get the base and the glitter particles together on your finger, that translates onto the eye beautifully. Using a brush was just a little bit more finicky, but I really, really love the effect of these shimmers. Like I said, it's sort of like a traditional metallic with a topper shadow over the top, just because they are so sparkly. So having that punchy pigmented color with that really eye-catching and light-catching sparkle all in one is really, really exciting. I am absolutely dying to dig into the rest of these shades. I definitely want to do some monochromatic looks, just like a soft purple look, a soft mauvey look, a green look, and potentially play around with some more color combinations as well. So let me know if you all would like to see a multiple looks one palette video using this guy. But yes, I am overall very, very thrilled, so excited to have been chosen for the Starfish giveaway, and so excited to be collabing with Steph. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video, and don't forget to check out Steph's as well. Maybe go leave a comment on her video sending her some love, and subscribe to her channel. I really appreciate you watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.